Check. Do you pick up good sound?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Oh. Thank you, Kidda Harris.
I knew my life was to be a doorman.
I just saw your hand first.
Hmm?
I saw your very slow hand.
Because it's darker than everybody's.
Pick up good sound from right here.
It's alright.
I hope the delay. Oh, today's gonna be so awkward. Because the Zoom meeting, right? The Ferrer's officer is gonna be on the TV, and he's gonna be telling Ferrer what to say. The Zoom meeting is pretty low latency. The YouTube video is a little behind, so Ferrer's gonna stand there and say it, and the officer's gonna be watching through the YouTube because the Zoom meeting is pointing at me, not Ferrer on stage.
Does that have a mic?
The laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So Frere is being sworn in
through Zoom. But like I said, the only camera that can point at Ferrer
is the
this
YouTube.
one.
You just
You could just turn
go within what he's saying. Just be like, go.
Yeah.
Go.
I guess I can do I'll go talk to her about it. But like I said, the only camera.
Hopefully it doesn't receive any feedback from the Zoom end.
I don't think so.
Is live stream on now?
But that's good.
Trying to go home already? Yeah?
I'm dead. I'll be sleeping.
You gonna head out tomorrow?
Yes. What time does that start? 8? 7? 8?
Yeah, there's 6. Yeah, I heard it was at 6. I think I'll go. I have a meeting with Captain Boulder.
Oh, this is for what?
Right around Southwest.
I was
Well, I mean,
6:45. 6:45. Then we'll begin at 8. Event will begin at 8. So we're there for 6:45. Where? That one? No.
I'm going to Hideaway.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Oh, what's your house? Oh,
That's wrong. Incorrect. Try again next year.
I won't be like you're 80 inches.
80 inches is crazy.
Or ever since then. Oh, 80. Yeah.
Come up with a fix.
What's up?
Well, I didn't have to come up with a fix. He already had it planned out. So basically, his officer is going to do the entire thing,
Okay.
and then he'll repeat
Way
the
to walk
entire
in front of
thing,
the camera.
and that's it. So there's not going to be a back and forth. So the delay doesn't matter.
Okay. All good.
Thanks.
Yep.
Oops. Question.
What's up?
So for the darker lighting, the stabilizer is like not really working well. Do you know how to adjust the shutter speed on this specific camera?
Yeah. Let's see. Are you shooting manual?
No.
In that order.
It doesn't work.
I'm not sure if it works or.
Who is that? Mr. Lane.
Like,
hello.
it's just not like stabilizing, you say?
Yeah. So like, for a while I've had it on the no flash. And
yeah,
with
well, I gotta
darker
talk to you about
lighting like this, the stabilizer doesn't tend to work as well.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
Alright, well, let's like wait a little bit.
Yeah. Hang on.
Just hanging out.
Because I wasn't allowed to get it. I didn't have the seat. So I couldn't get on the kid. I tried volunteering. I had no Morning, sir. How you doing? Pretty good, sir. I haven't touched anything. I'm going to see my.
I'm trying to change the ISO.
I'll be available.
Yeah, we need a lead lab plan by tomorrow.
I want to learn the words.
let's try and change the ISO.
Pretty good. There's like a breakout of what's supposed to be covered on the way. Oh, yeah.
I ain't decided.
Really? Because Otto was just wondering, what does he say?
If we lead lab, we should probably have a squadron breakout first. I forgot to sign.
No, I have to study out. I study right now.
Squadron 1.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's just dark. I don't know.
There's the folder.
So currently trying to be a contractor. Any other kind of lines how I are now getting my master's.
Joshua Anderson. Definitely not sent to that guy.
Yeah. It's just dark.
I mean, I could just sit and then pop it on here, but I think it's just
You want that unlimited? Yeah, that's we got a couple of guys that just commissioned. Not too bad. Meaningful work at least. Feel easier.
Alright, I'm gonna do some.
Definitely kept us contact.
We're just gonna have to edit the pictures that you take.
okay.
So I just put it in RAW. So now I should be able to like edit them better.
Okay.
So yeah, just
What do you use for editing? Is it just regular Adobe Shop?
yeah, Adobe Lightroom.
Okay.
So we can get
I
it for
got
free.
that.
Okay, yeah.
Do your personal. Yeah, that's what we've been using.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah.
This is just the best settings I can make it with the lighting. It's like the same thing on my camera too.
Yeah. It's all good.
We'll figure it out.
That's what
Sounds good.
Oh, I got it.
Hey man, 90% of it happens in post.
whatever.
That is true.
Take it out.
Just saturation.
Oh,
Yeah, I started this to get the issue together.
It's gonna be exciting.
My side of things I haven't thought about.
It's been good. It's been great. Feels like it doesn't feel like
my wife's the only one that's good.
And I can't.
So I'm trying to remember this program right time.
Kristen says
I love it. I think it gives you both sides of, being part of the program and also having to figure out how life works. So, I think it's one of the big benefits of the team for the
Yeah. It's like it's what Billy said yesterday. It's gonna happen Tuesdays after 19100s.
Just like thinking about when we get to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. I've like it all my But I guess like
yeah, so we're taking at 2:30.
it's like
You'll finish up late. Classic says that.
Another thing to do is that we're gonna
Valor.
try and
Valor.
focus more.
How they looking?
We're gonna try and focus on
It's dark.
Darker, but of course you can just adjust lighting. And
Okay.
Cool. Did you want to talk about the semester? Or not?
clear today, baby.
No, not here physically. I would be signing for CVs and swearing in. All right. Well, you're gonna be sitting. You're up.
Hi.
Laughlin Overspace is
We put just joshing around. Someone fish.
It's so exciting, right? Getting ready for
There was one other thing that was like, oh my gosh. They asked so many questions. It's just weird. And like she was like they're transparent with you about what they do. And well, at least our major. I mean, she basically. 14 different angles. Honestly, like no, like it's just brand new, fresh eyes. And then that whether
That's crazy. I had so y'all had to do it.
How you doing, man? It's going good. Joe.
I know.
Please, sir.
Just to see what it said.
Pleasure's always.
No, it was because
LT down, LT down.
Last weekend I was fishing on the jetties, I tripped and fell, and I scraped my knee.
That's exactly how I feel.
Better than you.
getting ready to head around.
Start at 8:40.
I mean, until we get the go ahead.
So why'd you move back there?
I just don't want y'all to be in that heat. Yeah, it's just.
Whoa, I got clues.
I'll double check. Let me go ask Mark.
Here he comes. Has anyone said anything in the chat? He sounds very.
No, not today, man. I've been wondering if that's
on the other gate, and then Edward just said just go to this gate. So then we left without time. Yeah.
You have cardboard?
Cardboard.
Categories here.
Chris.
Hi, Christian.
Hi. What's up, yeah?
Concurrent viewers. So it looks like I'm going to go Saturday. If you're welcome to spend the night in my place.
Is he picking up us?
One time,
This sounds very
That's what California uses somewhere
Dude.
Can't you like copy and paste it?
and he's right there.
I can see it.
Can you? Appreciate
That's so bad. I lost yeah.
That was the top rated job I say last year.
Two more games.
Ask him if I should put on a show. Give me that one. How y'all doing all tonight? Just gonna find a little entertainment while we wait for a few things here. You know, I was driving here this morning. Can you believe that traffic? Oh my god. How many of you blocked the box this morning? How many blocked the box? I know you did. Oh yeah, I see you. Saw you in your little Honda Civic, right? Black? Yep, yeah it is. Oh yeah, how many miles you got on that thing? 100? Only 100 miles. Wow, that's crazy. Wait, you pull that thing off the lot? I tell you what, it depreciated as soon as you walk out that lot. Hey Burns, you want me to put on a show while we wait? I can put on a show. I was providing him my stand-up. I can do it up there. Well, I can't do it now. I lost the flow.
Holy climb,
That's not nobody's signal rock.
holy climb. Oh, thank you. Oh, we got 14 viewers, dog. Like and subscribe.
They have the cocktail like that's why you want to
I got so you're finally gonna speak?
Yeah.
Can you just speak Ryan real quick? Almost dry. It's okay, bro.
It started.
Oh, can we have a pancake day?
You know?
Sunday brunch. Sunday morning.
I got you.
Little bit of bacon. How do you like it?
I think they were.
You play rugby, you're like,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
little breakfast in bed action. Whoever's birthday it is, they get breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
With the tray?
I brought a couple of parties. I brought one of the races. I'm gonna drop that off at Edward's house.
Oh, if anything, Garza
Drop it off at Edward's house.
is the next one.
So we replaced the champagne and mimosas with Everclear.
My guys don't need And well, hopefully that happens. If the meeting doesn't happen on this one,
See if the chat's got anything.
yes, well, the goal is that someone will meet next Thursday. I'm hoping they can get my bro, you know she used to work at my
That's so good though.
Got really cold.
She worked there and she still
Burns loves his caramel.
Yeah, so that's how I met her.
Freezing.
Yeah, she was like, I'm gonna work at Google a couple more years and make $1 million and then retire and go run a restaurant. They work there. So I don't mind working up until they get money and have it on your resume 3 years from now and get a nice job. No idea. Whatever. I don't know. Get me. Yeah.
You want the Korean?
Wait. They can put me in. I don't mind.
I thought you were serious.
Chance I was gonna September 18th.
Canada.
The week of. I got cleared to go.
Somebody would bring some Korean down.
So
When are they going next week?
I'm waiting.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could find your way to your seats, the ceremony will begin shortly.
Sergeant Warren's the green light. He's just gonna give me orders.
I just got this phone yesterday and the official travel stuff. So
If you finish like Tuesday, you can leave if you want. You don't have to stay the whole weekend. You have to email Sergeant Warren.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our detachment commander, Colonel Gregory Cyrus, welcome to the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps Detachment 842, August 2023 commissioning ceremony. I am Second Lieutenant Skillman, and I will be your narrator for this morning's ceremony. During the playing of ruffles and flourishes and the national anthem, military members in uniform will stand at the position of attention during both songs and may place their hand over their heart during the anthem. We ask our civilian guests to do the same. There's a photographer with us today to capture the ceremony. Pictures will be available to all commissionees, but feel free to take as many pictures as you wish. Please take this opportunity to turn off or silence all electronic devices. Again, welcome and thank you for attending today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party. say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? Whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does thy star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in bowing our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today with the highest of praise, and we are just so grateful for this special moment that we all have been very anxious about. Today, as family and friends, we get to bear witness our fellow commissionees take the next step that you have called upon them to take. We know that for the past couple of years, that this journey has not been easy for our commissionees. They've been challenged physically, mentally, and academically throughout their time in this program. However, you have always been with them throughout their struggles and doubts, even when it may feel like to them no one was with them. You have given them the knowledge to succeed in their academics, the support from their family and friends who love them very much, and the drive for them to persevere throughout the challenges that they have faced. Now that they have completed the tests that they have faced previously, you have now called on them to take the next step of becoming our nation's next generation of leaders who will defend our nation's liberty, way of life, and lead our sons and daughters in the world's greatest Air Force. We ask that you continue to be with them and give them the knowledge to effectively accomplish their duties, the wisdom to become outstanding leaders, and the courage to do the right thing. We know that this next step will not be easy for our commissionees, but we know that through your Son, Jesus Christ, all things can be done in his name. Thank you for blessing us with this moment. Thank you for blessing us with these courageous commissionees who are dedicated to defending our nation. And thank you for blessing us with such a great country that was built in your name. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Welcome to the August 2023 commissioning ceremony. We extend a warm welcome to all of the friends and family members of our commissionees. We would like to take a moment to recognize our distinguished visitor and guest speaker, Army Brigadier General Retired, Stephen Salazar. We also extend a warm welcome to all senior military officers and senior non-commissioned officers. A special shout out to our former Det 842 cadre and alumni in attendance. Thank you for spending your time with us. This is a momentous day for these cadets as they become the Air Force's newest commissioned officers. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to announce our host, the Commander of Air Force ROTC Detachment 842, Colonel Gregory Cyrus.
All right, good. So first and foremost, welcome. Thank you for coming today. Welcome to the cadets. Welcome to the cadre. Welcome to the friends, families, and loved ones, both here and in attendance virtually. It's a very special day for our commissionees as they receive their second lieutenant bars and become officers in the United States Air Force. I'm not going to spend very long up here because I'm not the guest speaker today, but I did want to say thank you again. Especially thank you to the friends, families, and loved ones in attendance and on the virtual call, because I know that your support was vital in getting these officers to where they're at today. Okay, so thank you for coming. I'll have just a couple more things to say at the end, but at this point I'll turn it over to the guest speaker. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce to you our guest speaker, Brigadier General Retired Stephen Salazar, who will deliver today's commissioning speech. Born at Fort Benning, Georgia, Brigadier General Stephen L. Salazar enlisted infantry in 1976 and was commissioned infantry in 1982. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree from the United States Military Academy, a Master of Science in National Security Strategy, graduating with honors from the Advanced Strategic Arts Program at the U.S. Army War College. He is a graduate of the Australian Staff College PSC and was a Distinguished Honor Graduate of Ranger School Class 383. Brigadier General Salazar is married to the former Ana Maria Villalobos. They have 4 grown children and 9 grandchildren. General Stephen L. Salazar retired on 1 August 2012, following 36 years of service in the United States Army. In 2013, he co-founded the Leader 360 course and serves as managing partner of 360 Incorporated. In 2015, he co-founded 360 Military Veterans Partnership, making the strong stronger. Brigadier General Salazar, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Good morning, everyone. Before I get into remarks, I'll ask you to, because I know it's not appropriate during the formal ceremony, to recognize that lovely rendition of our national anthem, Storm to the Ground of Applause. So thank you all for being here. I'm sure the first thing that you're wondering is why it is an Army officer is presiding at a special Air Force occasion. It could be that you should know that the Army has a reputation for bringing dignity to what would otherwise be a very unruly and uncivilized affair. We're particularly honored to have a sailor here with us as well, to add some additional but actually, I do think it's appropriate that an Army officer preside on this occasion, because having been an infantry soldier for 32 plus years, much of that time in combat, when you are in combat on the ground, it is reassuring to know that you are on the team that has the most amazing Air Force in the world. And so thank you all for your role in bringing us the most amazing Air Force in the world. And thank you again for this opportunity. So let me start by thanking the most important folks here, and that are the family members, the parents, siblings, spouses of these young folks who are getting ready to become commissioned officers in the United States Air Force. Because I know without them, without you, these young folks would not have been able to accomplish this important goal and milestone in their lives. So, as I was considering my remarks that were coming out, I reflected back to my own graduation 41 years ago, and it occurred to me that I had no idea, or I could not recall who the guest speaker was, much less what he might have said. But thanks to modern technology and Google, after a few minutes, I was able to discover who the officiating officer was and his title. But because it was a pre-YouTube era, I have no idea what he said. This was 1982. Many of you don't know that was back during the Cold War days when our nemesis was the former Soviet Union. So I'm sure his remarks reflected on the fact that we were moving into a military that was engaged in this Cold War conflict with the Soviet Union. What we didn't know is that some short time later, the Soviet Union would collapse, which would lead us into the world that we are now emerging, or that we have been in since that time frame. And that is a very ambiguous, violent, and uncertain world. And that is the world in which you are getting ready to commission into our Air Force. What we do know is that with your training, with your commitment and the support of the American people, that no matter what our nation faces and whatever you may face in your military career, that we will ultimately prevail, and we will continue to preserve the Constitution, which continues to make ours the most amazing country in the history of the world. And so, as I reflected back on the official's remarks during my graduation that I can't remember, I'm sure he was talking about that Cold War environment. I now feel I have the responsibility to take my 40 plus years of failures, mistakes, accomplishments, and achievements and distill those into something that you can take away to help you be successful in your military careers. And I used to think, so I'm going to tell you what I've distilled it down to. It's very simple. Be lucky. Just be lucky. I have had an amazing career. I've had an amazing post-military career life. I feel very, very fortunate. And as I reflected on my good fortune and the fact that I'd always been lucky during my military career, I thought initially it was a function of hard work, which hard work does count. But what I have since discovered is that really what it is it's relationships. It's shifts that I was able to create and able to foster that ultimately led to my success. And so even though you are in an Air Force that flies airplanes, keep in mind that each one of those aircraft are designed, manufactured, maintained, and operated by people. So believe it or not, you are getting into the people business. And so be a people person. So when you engage with people, you create opportunities. And so since I'm the old guy in here, I get to tell war stories, although Mr. Potter, John Potter may have me beat, I don't know. So as I retired, I got into the defense industry. And in the last few years, I've worked as a consultant, working with many different militaries to help develop their ability to deter aggression. Recently, that has been in Ukraine. And so I recently traveled to Kyiv, Ukraine, because I'm working with a former boss of mine who I've known for 30 plus years, a retired Army 3-star, Lieutenant General Frank Helming. And we had developed a concept in which we would offer to the Ukrainian military some senior retired military officers to serve as advisors to help them not only win the war, but then in the transition beyond that to secure the peace. But in order to get them to sign up for that, obviously we've got to talk to some various senior officials in the Ukrainian military. I'm gonna get to a point here in a minute. So anyhow, we traveled to Ukraine. We're engaging with some of folks that tell us that they can get us the appropriate meetings, and ultimately we have to get to the Minister of Defense. So our guide, if you will, our contact tells us next morning we're going to go to the National Defense University. We're kind of scratching our heads going, how does the National Defense University relate to this opportunity? So anyhow, as we arrive at the National Defense University, the commanding general is there to greet us. He's a General Koval, Ukrainian Army 4-star general. And as we emerge from the vehicle, he is standing there. He's got a photograph of himself and Lieutenant General Helmick that is 34 years old. 34 years ago, General Koval had been on an exchange program in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where then Lieutenant Colonel Frank Helmick had been the commanding officer that incorporated General Koval's team into their training. And he had photographs from when General Helmick had invited him and his officers over to his house, photographs with Frank's wife and children. And so 30 odd years later, the fact that Frank Helmick was a people person and he had reached out to that young officer and invited him into his home and had shared a meal with them had created an opportunity to meet. Only God would have known that 30 odd years later we would meet this guy. So we got down to talking business. He said, "What are you here for?" We explained to him what we're here for, and we're trying to get to this particular minister. He said, "Just a minute." He calls him on the phone. He says, "He'll be here in my office at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning." So we came back, and the next day we met with the official that we needed to meet with. All I think, because this gets to the point that you get to create opportunities. So as a young commander, I learned that as a leader and as a staff, you have three options. You can preserve opportunities, you can forfeit opportunities, or you can create opportunities. And I know which one you want to be. You want to be the one, and you want to be the team that is creating opportunities. And engaging with people is what is going to give you those opportunities. So take care of the relationships that you have, continue to foster and grow the relationships, new relationships, and from that will come new opportunities. Start by knowing yourself, being curious about others, be kind to everyone always, and create opportunities and relationships. Grow those relationships, and those will serve you well throughout your military career. And finally, I will tell you, just a reminder, be lucky, be a people person, and remember that we are living in the land of the free because you are the brave. God bless you. God bless the United States Air Force, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Brigadier General Salazar.
General, on behalf of the commissioning class, we just want to give you a token appreciation for being here. Thank you for those kind words, and thank you for just being here and being who you are. Thank you so much, sir.
We will now proceed with the swearing-in, pinning, and first salute portion of our ceremony. Our commissionees will receive their oath from their respective officer. After taking the oath, the new lieutenants will receive their rank from their special guests. Please feel free to take as many pictures as you like. Will Brigadier General Salazar and Cadet Camello please step forward again? General Salazar will now administer the oath of office.
I, Jason Camello, having been appointed the second lieutenant of the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the officer appointed over me. So help me God.
Thank you, General Salazar. Will Lieutenant Camello's wife, Juliana Camello, daughters Soleil and Elise Camello, parents Maria and Juan Camello, and sister Early Camello, please step forward to pin the ring. Lieutenant Jason Camello graduated from the University of Texas at San Antonio with a bachelor's degree in business management. He will be assigned to MacDill Air Force Base, Florida, as a contracting officer. It is customary for a new lieutenant to receive his or her first salute from an enlisted member of the United States Armed Forces. After returning the salute, a silver dollar is presented to the enlisted member as a sign of mutual respect between officers and enlisted members. Lieutenant Camello will receive his first salute from Navy retired Chief Petty Officer John Earl Potter. Thank you, Chief Petty Officer Potter. We now invite Lieutenant Camello to say a few words.
Promise I won't take too long. So, December 2019, we were at Disney World, and I was standing in line for Star Tours with John. And I had just finished Non-Commissioned Officers Academy, and we were just having a conversation. He was like, so what's the next step? And then he just started talking to me about commissioning, telling me like the different opportunities that I can have as an officer. So the thing that resonated with me was he told me, what's stopping you? So that 1 month later, I ended up going to the Leadership 360 course, and General Salazar and his team equipped me with all the tools that I needed to figure out what's stopping me. So I sat down with my wife and I talked to Juliana and said, this is what I want to do. This is the program that I want to do. There's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some sacrifices. And without hesitation, she said, let's do it. I would not be here where I'm at right now if it wasn't for my wife, my family, my friends, all the leaders and mentors that have helped me get here. So I really appreciate everyone that's here, everyone that's watching virtually. Because without you, without my rock, without my support system, this couldn't be possible. So thank you for being here, and I hope I can pay it forward. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Lieutenant Camello. Will United States Air Force First Lieutenant Samuel Miller and Cadet Ferrer please come forward? Lieutenant Miller will now administer the oath of office.
Okay, on me.
Lieutenant Miller will now administer the oath of office.
Hey Ross, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Ross, thank you for picking me to give your oath of office. It's such an honor. I'm going to give the entire oath of office first, and then I'll have you repeat it back to me, okay? Ross, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name, having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
I, Ross Shannon Pareja Ferrer, having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Thank you, Lieutenant Miller. Will Lieutenant Ferrer's parents, Cecile and Voltaire Ferrer, his brother, Air Ferrer, and his girlfriend, Kaylin Youngblood, please come forward to pin the ring? Lieutenant Ross Ferrer graduated from the University of Texas at San Antonio with a bachelor's degree in computer science. He will be assigned to Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi for cybersecurity officer training. Thank you. Lieutenant Ferrer will receive his first salute from United States Air Force Staff Sergeant Matthew Torres. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Torres. We now invite Lieutenant Ferrer to say a few words.
All right, I'm not as good a speaker as Jason Camello, so I brought a paper for it. I just wanted to thank God for getting me through this whole entire journey, the long sleepless nights of studying, the dreaded mornings of waking up early and earlier to catch Air Force PT. I want to thank my parents, my close friends for putting up with sleepy Ross, tired Ross, and not all thanking Ross because he has to multitask Ross. I want to show gratitude to the people that came into my life, from my loving youth leaders in Young Life, to my dependable coaches and the teammates I had in Bear Barbell weightlifting, to my pastors in Luminous Church, and my ENC friends that I spent every Wednesday/Tuesday every single week, to my K-pop friends that helped me learn how to be creatively strict in my dance videos, which I don't know how, it somehow got leaked to the underclassmen, to my friends in field training that I spent the longest COVID-19 field training session ever. The grueling and the leadership journey of 2 weeks. Thank you. I want to thank every single one of the people that take me under their wing, that sacrificed for me, and helped me grow and flourish in a lot of ways. I learned in this journey in life that there's no shortcuts for where you want to go. Your future's pace is determined what steps you take in the present. If you want to make it to the sky or shoot your goal for the sky, make sure you shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars. And I saw those things happen my whole entire life. I just decided, hey, I wanted to meet new people. I wanted to develop myself more, grow in myself, and feel confident in who I am before going off into the big blue. And I could do that just because of the sacrifices of people behind me. In closing, I can't believe I made it. Even if it was a summer, if I was commissioning summer and spring and fall, I wouldn't change the fact that I got to develop more as a man and less of a boy than the past year. Mom and Dad, I'm far from writing sorry notes from how sorrowful I am for misbehaving in swim class. I owe it to God and those who was put around me, despite how long my life they were in it, even for a little tiny part of my season or a lifelong relationship. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, Lieutenant Ferrer. Will United States Air Force retired Major Francis Hagel and Cadet Neely please step forward?
Having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Will Lieutenant Neely's parents, Ophelia and Troy Neely, and grandmother, Patsy Neely, please come forward to pin the ring? Lieutenant Joshua Neely graduated from the University of Texas at San Antonio with a bachelor's degree in criminology and criminal justice. He will be assigned to Laughlin Air Force Base, Texas as a finance officer. Thank you. Lieutenant Neely will receive his first salute from his father, United States Air Force retired Staff Sergeant Troy Neely. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Neely. We now invite Lieutenant Neely to say a few words.
All right, well, thank you all for being here. As I was sitting over there thinking about what I was going to say, since they told me last minute, I couldn't help but feel an enormous amount of pride in all the work and the effort that me and these fellow commissionees have put in for the past 4, some of us 5 years. It's been an honor and a privilege to do this, to work alongside these people, to build the relationships, to see these people grow as officers and cadets, as well as myself grow as an officer and a cadet. I'm excited to see what they do in the Air Force, and excited for the future as it is. Thank you all.
Thank you and congratulations, Lieutenant.
Oh, last but not least, he's doing it.
Will former Detachment 842 cadre and United States Air Force retired Major Amanda Medina and Cadet Weaver please step forward? Woo! Major Medina will now administer the oath of office.
I state your full name.
I, Edward Martinez Weaver,
I've been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force.
having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Yeah!
Thank you, Major Medina. Will Lieutenant Weaver's parents, Philomena and Bruce Weaver, and his aunt, Ira Moore, please come forward to pin the ring? Lieutenant Edward Weaver graduated from the University of Texas at San Antonio with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. He will be assigned to Laughlin Air Force Base, Texas for undergraduate pilot training. training.
Yeah!
Thank you. Lieutenant Weaver will receive his first salute from United States Air Force retired Staff Sergeant Bruce Weaver. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Weaver. We now invite Lieutenant Weaver to say a few words.
Words. In all honesty, this day has been long overdue. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Mayor. I'd like to thank everybody that's been in my life, long and short, family included, mom and my dad. Some people who couldn't be with me this way. But at the end of the day, dreams do come true. You just gotta work for them. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Lieutenant Weaver. At this time, we invite Colonel Cyrus and Brigadier General Salazar to present the new lieutenants with their official commissioning certificate and airman's coin, signifying their entrance into the world's greatest Air Force. Lieutenant Camello, please step forward. Lieutenant Ferrer, please step forward. Lieutenant Neely, please step forward. Lieutenant Weaver, please step forward. Our next presentation will be the Distinguished Graduate Award. This award is given to the top 10% of commissioned officers at each Air Force detachment across the country. The selection is based on overall excellence in the categories of grade point average, physical fitness, and field training performance, and leadership within the cadet wing. Our summer 2023 distinguished graduate is Lieutenant Jason Camello. Thank you to both General Salazar and Colonel Cyrus, and congratulations, Lieutenant Camello. We now invite Colonel Cyrus to provide us with some closing remarks.
All right, just a quick closing comment from me. Again, congratulations, big day, really important. As I was driving in this morning, I passed basic training graduation. So right now, for those of you that don't know, there's probably a couple of hundred enlistees that are getting or becoming airmen in the United States Air Force this morning, right? So how fitting is it that now we've got 4 leaders over here to my left that are potentially going to be leading those airmen that are becoming airmen today, right? So I challenge you, because their parents are probably out there doing the same thing, watching them become airmen in the United States Air Force, are entrusting you as leaders to take care of those airmen, right? So work hard, study, develop yourselves, but more importantly, remember that, right? There's a couple hundred airmen out there that are receiving their enlistment today. So I leave you with that. I want to say thank you again, sir, for coming today, for providing your remarks to us. I want to especially say thanks to the cadre and the former cadre that are here today. Obviously, you know, they've done a lot to get you through the program, alongside of your family and your loved ones. So thank you for what you've done over the past couple of years to help them get to this point. But most importantly, again, big day, lead well. Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Air Force's newest lieutenants. Please stand and remain standing for the singing of the Air Force song by our newest lieutenants, signifying the conclusion of today's ceremony. After the Air Force song, we invite you to congratulate our new lieutenants.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. At 'em now, give 'em the gun, give 'em the gun, hey! Down we dive, spouting our flames from under, off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, or go down in flames, hey! Nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force!
Thank you all for attending today's ceremony. Enjoy the rest of your day, and please drive home safely. Refreshments will be held outside.